I sentence you to death by exposure in animal skin. You will be sewn into the carcass of a dead donkey, tied to a rock on the top of a hill, and become dinner for the vultures. Now, take him away.
No ASBOs or electronic house arrest in the good old days. In fact, before the Middle Ages, punishment was usually left to victims or their families. Punishment was not handed out in proportion to the crime. An eye for an eye could become 2 eyes, a nose, and some body parts. This often involved corporal punishment, such as flagellation, stick beatings, and whippings.
Ow!
In the Roman Empire, the maximum penalty was 39 lashes. The most notorious recipients were the English Queen Boudica and, of course, Jesus Christ. Capital punishment was the highlight of public entertainment in the Middle Ages and beyond. A felon was often hanged, disemboweled, burned, and quartered, or boiled and decapitated, whatever was the flavour of the month. The crowds ate it up. Of course, female convicts' dignity was preserved by only burning them at the stake. By the early 19th century, things had gotten a bit out of hand. No less than 220 crimes were punishable by death. This included such transgressions as
being in the company of a gypsy for a month, strong evidence of malice in a child aged 7 to 14 of age, and blacking the face or using a disguise whilst committing a crime.
A quarter of these offences were for various acts of theft and poaching, in other words, crimes against the upper classes. Until recently, punishment was all about revenge and deterring others from committing crimes, but that's changed a bit. These days, crime is also seen as a symptom of a sick society, or even an individual's disease. Corporal punishment has all but disappeared, except as a way to discipline children at home, and even then it is only allowed under strict guidelines.
On the 13th of August 1964, Peter Allen and Gwyn Evans were the last people to be executed in the UK, but the practice still goes on in 55 countries, including China, Iran, and the United States.
Where are we today? Only the state, represented by judges, has the right to impose prison sentences, give people house arrest, take their possessions, impose community service, tag them electronically, or use any number of measures. In Britain, about 1 in 1,000 people are in prison. In the US, it is 10 times as high. However, some people still think they should take the law into their own hands. For example, in August 2007, unionist groups in Northern Ireland were linked to the tarring and feathering of a suspected drugs dealer.
An eye for an eye and the whole world goes blind.